No, not this time. We have to pick up Daddy this afternoon. Now, you go and get your things. We have to get going.
Come on, just a few minutes more. Come on down and help us feed the ducks.
I'm sorry you had to look after the children so long, Alice, but I couldn't help being late.
Perfectly all right. They've been entertaining themselves beautifully all afternoon. How about some coffee? If you can find a place amid the wreckage to set it down.
I'd love some.
Matter of fact, I wish you'd bring them out more often.
Well, you know, I'd like to. It's beautiful once you get here. But frankly, that drive gets me down.
It's not so bad once you get used to it.
Well, I guess it really wasn't just the drive. It's just been one of those rushed days. George's car is in the garage, and I had to drive him to a meeting. Well, by the time I left off the cleaning and did the marketing, I knew I'd be late picking up the children, so naturally, I hurried. It was just my luck to get stuck behind one of those crazy drivers. You know that light at Victory and Canoga? Seems to take forever. I sat there and waited, trying to wish it green. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could be master of the road and make anything happen simply by snapping my fingers?
Times when everybody wishes driving were that easy. I've had that same dream myself. But of course that doesn't get you any place.
I know. By now, I was later than ever. For a change, everything seemed to be going all right. I still might have managed to pick up the children on time. There were just 2 cars between me and an open stretch of road. I was about to pass when... Now there were 3 cars ahead of me, and it looked as if we were in for one of those endless processions. You know how annoying that can be. Road. It seemed perfect for passing. Nothing to worry about, nothing to calculate. At least that's what I thought. Suddenly, there was a car coming straight at me, and I panicked. Close. Too close, in fact. Thank goodness that bus driver gave me space to get in. That did it. I needed some time out, and I looked for the first place to stop. That's when I tried to call to tell you I'd be late, but your line was busy.
Oh, it was probably the party line. You know how it is in the country.
When I got out of the phone booth, I went over to thank the bus driver. It was one of their regular rest stops. Right then and there, he gave me a few tips on passing.
What did he tell you?
He just explained how he does it. So clearly that it was almost like riding in the bus.
When you drive for a living, you've got to be good at it to start with. But then on top of that, we have a tough course of training. From up here, we have a good view of the road, and that helps. Now, most driving seems to be just cruising down the road. But don't let that fool you. Always watch for the unexpecteds, like now. I was ready to use a brake when I needed it. But overtaking and passing is a touchy part of driving. And it does cause a lot of accidents, because that's where some people take to driving over their ability. Naturally, road signs and markings are guides that help you. Then, usually, there's a line to tell when it's not safe to pass. But sometimes the lines are different in different states, so there's one good rule to follow. Know what the road markings mean in your state. Occasionally, there isn't any line. And anyway, the white line is no substitute for good judgment. Now, here's a typical passing situation. First, you size up the possibilities ahead. The developing situation, we call it. You may wonder why I'm not passing now. The road seems to be clear. But what about that side road ahead? I can't see around blind curves or over hills either. Until I see, I'm not sure. See what I mean? One of those unexpecteds. When you decide to pass, check what's going on behind, and what the situation is beside you. Signal what you're going to do. Make sure you're clear of the car behind you before you pull back into your own lane. It pays to wait until you see him in your rearview mirror. Another thing, be sure to signal when you're going back into your lane. whenever you pass, be alert. Use your judgment, sense of timing. I mean, check the relative speed of the car you pass in relation to any situation that might develop ahead of you. Be sure, but never overconfident, no matter how good things seem to look. Then, you won't get into trouble.
Not bad advice, I'd say. If you practice what he told you, maybe you'll be coming out here more often. In fact, why don't you bring the family out for a swim on Sunday?
Well, fine, we'll do that. The boys will just love it.
Good.
Oh, golly, I almost forgot. I'd better get going before I'm late again. Come on, boys, hop in the car. We have to pick up Dad. Goodbye, Alice.
Goodbye. See you on Sunday.
Wonderful.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Remember, ma'am, whenever you pass, be alert. Use your judgment, sense of timing. Watch for the developing situation. Can't see around curves or over hills either. Check on what is going on behind. What the situation is beside you. Signal what you're going to do. Before you pull in, wait to see the car you passed in your rearview mirror. Signal when you're going back into your own lane. Be sure, but never overconfident, and you won't get into trouble.